check out the new Leaf. Look at this. Definitely looks super different, especially those rims. For you, Christiana, put my bag back here.
Experience driving electric.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so but this isn't the most powerful one in the road, but it still does have 250 pounds of torque.
Okay.
So it's quick.
Commuter type car kind of thing.
It's a quick commuter car.
Awesome.
It's probably a little faster than my Jetta, and I love my Jetta. So anyway, adjust the seat, adjust the side views and the rear view to your liking.
Oh, okay. Oh, so this is the gear thing.
This is the shift.
The
Reverse, neutral, or drive, and so you pull it to the side and back.
Okay.
To go forward.
Side, then back.
There you go. So you are now in drive.
Oh, that's kind of cool. So there's no hold. It doesn't hold when you're at a stop, right? It just free rolls?
Actually, if you are using E-pedal, we can switch here. That's one pedal driving.
Oh, can we switch that? Is that?
So you just hit this guy and the light should have come on.
Oh, yeah, yep.
So now you're in E-pedal, you see, in eco mode.
Eco mode, E-pedal, sweet, sweet. So this is regen.
Yep, so you've got peak regen, one pedal driving. It will stop completely if you take your foot off.
Awesome.
But of course you got a brake pedal if you want to.
For sure.
A little more of an aggressive stop.
It definitely drives like it feels like a small car, which is nimble. It's nimble.
Yeah, it's about 4,000 pounds curb weight.
Right.
So it's a little heavier than my Jetta.
Okay. Battery and stuff, right?
Yep. Curb weight with that's without any cargo or anything.
Right.
Any goodies inside of it. My Jetta, the curb weight is a little closer to 3,000, but you know, with a 170 torque does pretty well. This guy's got 250 pounds of torque.
Okay.
And this is the top trim level for the Leaf. It's the SV Plus.
Okay.
214 horsepower,
214
pounds of torque.
What's the difference between this top trim versus the lowest trim, I guess?
Smaller battery, less power. There may be differences in terms of the, we've got a kind of a fancy cruise control in this guy. It's the intelligent cruise control, the ProPilot Assist.
ProPilot Assist, okay.
So it will accelerate, decelerate with traffic and maintain a constant distance between yourself and the vehicle ahead of you. And I believe that this may give you some steering assist.
Is there like, you know, Tesla's autopilot on highways? Not the full self-driving, but their autopilot can maintain lanes and everything?
The Aria, you can go hands-free.
Oh, okay.
This one for sure you would
still
have
hands
to
on.
keep your hands on.
Gotcha. Okay, that's why we're testing out the Aria after this one.
Oh yeah, the Aria is a nice vehicle, and there you've got the top trim also. That's
awesome.
All-wheel drive with E-Force, torque differentiation, torque vectoring.
Torque vectoring, okay. I don't know exactly what that means, but sounds cool.
Well, with the Aria, it's all-wheel drive. It's got an engine on the front axle and the rear axle, so you can have different torque on the front wheels versus the rear wheels.
Wow.
You can also do different torque on the right versus the left wheels. So
wild.
It helps you to hold curves better.
Right, for sure.
So yeah, you can probably feel it just driving here. It's plenty responsive.
Yeah.
So you're not slowing down traffic. It's not lagging.
It's actually slightly more responsive than if I'm pressing the pedal. It's slightly more responsive than the Rivians. I found.
Really?
Yeah. Maybe it's because we're already rolling, but as I'm doing this, it's very responsive. But yeah, I like this.
But this is also a much lighter car.
That's true.
Beyond's much heavier.
Much heavier, you're right. See how we go around the curbs and everything? Because this is definitely a daily driver car. You buy this to go to and from work kind of thing.
Yep.
Go around the town. And it's small and compact too, so for parking, that's also a plus.
Yes. I don't think that this has the auto parking option. The Aria does. It will park itself.
Yeah, it feels good.
Yeah, handles the curves well enough. You'll feel the difference if you get into the Aria, how it handles the curves.
Better or?
A little bit better. You can drive it pretty aggressively around these curves and it'll hold.
It's still quite nimble because it is a small car, so that's what you kind of expect. But that's really nice because someone who's buying this is more of like you're buying it because it is a small car, it's a community car kind of thing.
Yep.
I guess we can.
You can do that a little bit if you want to.
It's really rocky here.
Yeah, so
it's definitely not meant for it.
It's got enough punch.
Yeah. Nothing where you would complain. Because for the person that's buying this, you know, it's plenty enough for them.
Yeah, 250 pounds of torque is pretty respectable.
Right, absolutely.
If I had that in my car, it would be a lot. There you go.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah, that's
We're at
good.
40, yeah. We're already at 40.
And it's got a 160 kilowatt motor and a 60 kilowatt hour battery. So it takes about 40 minutes to get it 0 to 80%.
How small and boxy this car is overall. It feels very nimble, but the overall handling, it's okay. Going around turns and stuff is great because it's small, but you don't really have that punch. You don't really have that power. It took that whole runway to get to 40, and in a different car, you could already be at like at 80 or 100.
Kind of summation of the Leaf is it's just totally fine.
It's
totally fine, right?
Nissan Leaf.
Totally fine.
You know, it's fairly economical too. You know, you get the lower trim level with incentives, depending on what's available. You can knock the price down quite appreciably.
Because for me, if I were to get this, it's just like to and from work, just back and forth kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's awesome that you can spec it to be super low base, you know, just to be a commuter car.
Yep. You can get the lower trim level, save some money, shave even more off with whatever dealer incentives, state incentives are available. I think there might be like energy company incentives.
Right. You still have the regen braking, which is nice. You still have a hold. You have that adaptive cruise where it starts, stops based on the person in front of you. Not a bad car at all.
I think you could probably charge this at a DC rapid charge station for God knows $12, $15.
Cheap charging, of course, cheaper than gas.
I'm not sure what your mileage per kilowatt in this guy is. I think in the Aria, all-wheel drive, the top trim, I think you get like 3.1 miles per kilowatt.
It's not bad.
I watched a video, that's what they rated it at.
Is similar batteries? Do they have the similar 60 kilowatt battery?
No, the Aria
Bigger?
has an 87
87 kilowatt.
Actually, the top trim does. It has an 87 or a 63 for the lower trim level.
What are the ranges on the other Nissans?
The Aria gets 270 for the trim level that you will look at. The top trim with the all-wheel drive, dual engines.
And that's
and the big battery.
80 kilowatt, okay.
87.
87 kilowatt.
But you can get a front-wheel drive with the 87 kilowatt battery, and under ideal conditions, you get 307 miles.
Okay.
And you know, it varies depending on the battery size and
always
all sorts of other stuff. And of course, there are environmental conditions. If it's too hot, too cold, if you're blasting the AC or the heat or the radio, it'll change things a little bit.
The road noise at low speeds isn't bad either. It feels good. It's totally fine. I like it.
Yeah, it's a fine vehicle. It's a fine, economic, functional vehicle. Save you a lot of money once you get behind the wheel. I watched one video. I'm not sure where the guy was from. He might have been from Colorado. He was saying that with all of the incentives, he got into a new Leaf for under 10K.
What?
You have to do your research to see how true that is.
Right. But if that's possible.
I'm not sure what the incentives are that are available per trim level, or maybe it was the year of manufacture, but you can get into a Leaf for fairly cheap. The Arias are a little more expensive.
Bigger car, bigger price.
It's a little more luxury.
I feel like this is a good car for someone that's coming from like a gas car to an electric car and they don't need like crazy range or anything, because it's very similar to like other Nissans or Camrys or Hondas, like the interface. You know, you got a screen, but you still have all your buttons and stuff, because most EVs, they don't have like buttons. You know, it's like all screen based.
Well, the big difference between most EVs and your typical gas engine is the torque and the regen braking, and those are the things that you've really got to get used to. So if you're going from a gas engine to say an I-Pace or the BMW i4 M50, it's a very different experience. This is a little closer to sanity.
Right.
P for park, and we are good. You don't even have to turn it.
Boom. Heck yeah. Nissan Leaf SV Plus, totally fine.
Yeah.
All right, thank you. Nissan Leaf, my thoughts. If you can get it for around $10,000, get it. That is a steal. But if you're looking around $20,000 for it, that's used Model 3 territory, and I would much prefer a used Model 3. You get a ton more things, supercharging network. This is not biased. Compared to the Nissan, the Tesla interior is more premium. I personally don't like all the buttons that the Nissan had in the upper trim and lower trim. So for me, definitely it's going to be the Tesla interior for the win, especially when you're comparing it to the Leaf. Especially mileage-wise, it is going to be all Tesla for me in that regards. But if you can get the Leaf at a good price, totally down for that.